Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Today I am going to be doing a Q&A. So I asked you guys on my Facebook page what questions you had for me. I have them all right here and have a little helper here today. This is Max. We're doing this super casual, don't really have that much makeup on or anything. We're just keeping it real. So let's get started. There are a ton of questions and I just barely asked it like 2 seconds ago. Let's see, I'm gonna refresh it so there's like tons of questions here. First question is from Crystal. Where do you get all of your cute maternity clothes? I love them. I have found myself this pregnancy getting the majority of my pregnancy clothes at ASOS. ASOS Maternity. Mindell asks, how will you manage working, house, laundry, etc. with Molly and twins at home? And I commented and I said, haha, your guess is as good as mine because I don't know. I've never done it before. So just like any new situation, I can have a plan in my mind, but that's just gonna go out the window when it comes, you know? So I'm just gonna play it by ear. I'm just gonna do the best that I can to survive, thrive, remember? Okay, next is Amanda. How do you stay motivated to do stuff on days you're feeling exhausted or sick? Laundry piled high, lessons, dishes in the sink, etc. How do I stay motivated? First of all, if I'm really sick, which I have been, as you guys know, during this pregnancy, I just won't do it because it's not worth my health. Especially when I was like bedridden with all this gallbladder stuff, it's like, we just let that happen. But since I am home so much, I can't stand to see dishes in the sink and a dirty kitchen counter. I was just telling my friend that today, like, those are two things that I always have to have clean because it just gives me peace of mind. So even if I am super sick, I mean, it depends on the level of sickness, but I usually just stay motivated because if I'm home all day and I'm in it, I might as well clean it up. You know what I mean? Katie Brown says, once all of your kiddos are in school many years from now, do you plan to go to work or will you still continue doing YouTube as your full-time job? Love your videos. I hope you're having a much better day. Thank you, Katie. I hope this can be my full-time job. That's what I love about this job is the flexibility. And as I have more time, I can put more time into things. And as my kids are growing up, I can still be here with them. So I don't ever see myself ever having like an office job, especially after having a job like as flexible as this one. I just don't see it happening. Okay. Lauren Christopher said, if you go back 10 years and give yourself any piece of advice, what would you say, looking back now, what were some of the best, biggest lessons you learned in your 20s before becoming a mom? So if I could go back 10 years, that would make me 22 years old. That's when I left for my mission to Ukraine. And what would I tell myself now? I don't know. I don't regret anything that I did. I don't regret anything that I did. I guess I held on to people too long. If that makes sense, I just didn't stand up for myself enough. And I kind of let people walk all over me. So I think at this point in my life, I would just go back and say, hey, like, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and to tell people no, because I am still such a people pleaser that I'm not good at that. So I would definitely tell myself that. What are some of the biggest lessons I've learned in my 20s? You guys, I feel like there's so much I could say. One of the biggest lessons I said was standing up for myself, and another lesson is that, this sounds kind of silly, but one lesson I've learned is that not everybody's gonna like you, and that's okay, because once again, I'm a people pleaser, and so I've always wanted people to like me, and when they don't, I take offense to that personally. But one of the biggest lessons I learned in the last few years is just, most of the time people don't like you, it has nothing to do with you, you know what I mean? Like, it's just things that have to do with them and their confidence level and everything like that. So I could do a whole video on that. After the twins are born, this is Amy. After the twins are born, what will you be doing for birth control? Will you be getting your tubes tied or will Brad get snipped? We are definitely done. And if Brad got snipped, it's a lot less of a invasive procedure. So I think we're going to do that. We're exploring our options, but we're definitely not having any more babies after this. Mine, or Mine, Yazar Omrani says, I'm curious, does Max have a middle name? Because I always call Molly Molly May and Will Willie Pete. Max's middle name is Robert. But he's just Max. It just comes out naturally. I don't know. We just call him Max. Okay, there's more questions like coming in. I'm trying to answer this quickly. Okay. Karen Sisler says, my question is also a how. I have just 3 in my family and I feel like I can never keep up with cleaning and laundry. How do you do it? You know, I don't do it. If you guys see my house, it's not perfect. I have times where I just let things go, and like laundry, I've let go. Like last night I spent 2 hours folding 3 or 4 loads of laundry. I don't stay on top of it. I don't know what you guys think as you see me on YouTube. I'm sure you have like a certain vision of what you think I am, or like what my house is like. It's not perfect. I do try to keep it as tidy as possible, but my laundry room was filled with 4 loads of laundry for the last 2 weeks that I finally folded last night and I finally put away today. So don't be too hard on yourself if you can't stay on top of it. I don't feel like there's any medal that you get because you get to stay on top of it, because you'll never stay on top of it, because the second you finish, there's already laundry to clean again. Do you know what I mean? So just do your best. You'll be fine. Okay.
Do your best. You'll be fine.
Someone asks, was there any period of your life when you stopped believing in God, or any specific situations that made you say, yes, there is a God? Do you ever feel alone in your faith? Oh, this is a heavy question. I feel like I could do an entire video on this, because you guys know I'm a very religious person, and there have been times, Max, I don't ever feel alone in my faith, thankfully. I feel like I'm surrounded with so many people that have a lot of faith in God, and that sometimes is the only thing that gets me through. I definitely have had moments where in this pregnancy I've been struggling, and I've asked God, like, why me? Like, why couldn't you give this to somebody stronger than me? Because I am not strong enough to handle 3 kids and twins. And I have my moments like that where I'm just like, why, God? You know? But that has never made me doubt his existence. I've always known my entire life that he exists, and that he loves me, and that he knows me, and that he knows every single one of you. And that has seriously gotten me through some of the toughest situations where I feel like there was nowhere I could turn to except to him through prayer. And that I can just do a whole video on that in itself, but I have always known, ever since I was a young child, I've always known that there has been a God, always, and I've never doubted that. Kylie Gill asks, once baby A is delivered, will they give baby B a chance to turn head down before doing a C-section? Yes, my doctor said that if I delivered baby A vaginally and baby B was breech, he would try to flip baby B before they would go into a C-section. So we're gonna do everything we can to do it vaginally, and if not, then we'll do a C-section. Angelica says, how are you dealing with being pregnant with twins and having little ones? I'm having a difficult time. I'm currently pregnant with 1 and a 2-year-old. It's very difficult, and I've actually was going to do this video today, but I'll do it another time. How twin pregnancy has been the most difficult thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. I've done some pretty crazy things that you guys don't know about. I've gone through some crazy things, but this has been the ultimate challenge for me. And it's so hard, and there are days where I just, like I said earlier, I just ask why. I'm not strong enough for this. I'm not cut out for this. He's massaging my back. Yeah. Abby Shawcroft, do you plan to breastfeed the twins, and if so, for how long? I do plan on breastfeeding them, but I also want to have them be able to have formula, because I don't want to be pumping all day long, and formula is expensive, but I want to have that freedom as well, because I'm gonna have 5 kids and I know I'm gonna feel very isolated. So I'm gonna try to breastfeed as long as I can, but not exclusively, because I just want to be able to have that flexibility. We'll be doing a name reveal and the reason why you chose the twins' names, also baby nursery tour or baby haul. I will be doing a name reveal, I think. I don't know, we'll see if I have enough time. I just have so many projects that I'm trying to do, like around the house. As far as the baby nursery, I'm trying to scramble and get that ready and Molly's room ready, because she's moving rooms. So I'm trying to get her settled and the nursery. So once I get all that done, I'll definitely do a tour. I just don't know the timing of it all. And the baby haul, same thing. Once I get all that stuff. I'm having a baby shower this weekend, so maybe that's when I'll do a haul. Someone asked, at what age do you plan to give your kids chores to do? They're never too young. They can do simple things like switching the laundry from the washer to the dryer and picking up their toys. You know what I mean? Like, they're never too young to do chores. Will you ever do a house tour? Your house is so beautiful. If not a house tour, room tours. I've done like a family room tour, and I want to do an office tour. I will never do a house tour. I've had some crazy things happen with YouTube, with like people stalking me and everything. I'm not gonna go into detail, but I'll never do a house tour because of that. Misaki says, are you gonna get a nanny? Yes, I have a nanny. She has come twice now, and she is actually gonna be coming a lot more often. So let's see, I'm gonna refresh one more time. Okay, Kelly Grace says, do you plan to have your parents help out when the twins arrive? I've talked about this before, but my parents can't help. So my mom runs a restaurant like by herself. So she's working 90 hours a week, and that's why she's providing the nanny for me. I'm not paying for the nanny. My mom is, because she wishes she could help, but there's just no one that can take over the restaurant for her. It's not something you just like hand over to someone else. And my dad is a dentist during the day, and then after work goes straight to help my mom out at the restaurant, and he helps as much as he can in between. Okay, so that is the bulk of the questions. They're still coming in, but I wanted to hurry up and get this video edited and up today, so it's gonna be kind of sloppy probably, but I just really wanted a video up for all of you guys today. So thank you so much for asking all of these wonderful questions, and thanks for taking the time to watch, and we will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Bye.
Max says bye.